So I'm here at Elbow Pass trailhead, staying at Elbow Lake Campground tonight. First winter backpack. It was actually supposed to be a lot colder when I booked this. It was supposed to be a high -3 and a low -9. I thought that'd be a good test for the gear. As it turns out, it's according to the weather app, it's going to be +2 the high today, and the low -3. Anyway, the car's telling me it's 1 degree, so looks like that's holding out. I'm not exactly sure where the weather app pulls its data. For Peter Lockheed Park is the closest weather data site. The park's the next valley over, so I don't know how accurate it is, but so far so good. It is snowing a little bit. I should have the campground to myself, so that's going to be really great because this is a hugely popular campsite in the summer. It is just packed. There's 15 sites. It's only 1.3 kilometers from this trailhead, so you get people with their kids and day hikers. And this parking lot here, I'll show it to you in a minute. It's in the summer just so jam packed. I mean, they're parking out way down the highway to come here. So it's a very popular day use area, very popular backpacking area. Especially people with little kids, because it's so close to the road. For me, just testing out my gear in colder temperatures, I thought, it makes sense to test when you're only 1.3 kilometers from your car. You can always retreat, so that works out well. Yeah, could be interesting. 2 minutes in. Yeah, I'm beat already. Well, trail's pretty packed down for all the day use people coming out with their snowshoes on and everything. Don't need snowshoes here at all, but definitely need micro spikes. Short and steep. That's this one. Opening up a bit. A group of cross-country skiers just went by, out of the parking lot. A little bit of blue. That'd be excellent. The sun came out. Time to reach the lake. So yeah, definitely a view opening up nicely. This is pretty cool. Just the panorama it's beautiful. Well, it took me 35 minutes to do 1.3 kilometers, not breaking any records. But yeah, this is definitely a nice spot. Wasn't sure if there'd be open water. Well, there isn't. This will do. Well, I see a bear hanging over there. I'll go check it out. Well, I did find a tent pad. I believe it's 7, so it's pretty close to the fire pit, which is kind of right down there, a little ways, and actually has a nice little view here. Nice and bright because it's out in the open a bit more. It's still quite sheltered from the trees, so I'll give this one a shot. Well, it is 4 o'clock, and I did scrape off that tent pad, and it's a solid sheet of ice. The ground's just frozen. I did try and chip out of a bit with my hatchet, just to see what was possible, and no, it was definitely not possible. So I know you've seen my top 5 for 2019 gear video. You know that this tent was number 5, but I did emphasize the cons, and this is where the cons become apparent. It is a 3-season tent. It's a lot of mesh. Won't be the warmest. It's also not freestanding. So anyway, I came back here just because there's a few more trees. There's a bit of a breeze coming over there, and I didn't want any more breeze than I needed. So here we go. This is what you have to do if you don't have a freestanding tent. Find some rocks, and let me tell you, it's taken me an hour to do all this because first off, I wanted to camp down by the lake, and it looked like it could be interrupted by skiers or just people coming up here in the morning, or even in the evening. I don't think there's anyone here now though. Then I wanted somewhere a little more, I tried to set it up on the ice, that didn't work. So I just came out here. It's not quite as exposed, although, I still a couple of steps to, it's quite something. It's quite amazing. So yeah, it sounds pretty easy. You just grab some rocks and you're good to go. Well, the problem is that, the ground's covered in snow. It's hard finding rocks. Then when you do find a rock, it's more likely frozen to the ground. So, maybe there's a thaw, refreeze, whatever, but, these rocks, most of them just won't budge. They're frozen. So that took a lot of effort, finding some rocks. I mean, it's not great, this tent, but it doesn't have to keep me dry. It just has to keep me warm, keep the wind off a bit. So hopefully that'll work. So I'm kind of all set up here, sleeping bag and everything. I'll have to give these things another shot because they've been filled up with warm air, of course, and will cool down, and so I'll have to redo those. You see what the temperature is now. It's right at 0, just maybe a touch below, and I got a load of clothes I can put on. I'm gonna have to start doing that now that I'm cooling down. So next up, I'm gonna run out of light in about an hour. Is be nice to get a fire going. So I'm just going to finish setting up here and look at a fire. Thought I'll check out the facilities. Wow, very fancy. Yeah. Preview with the view. Oh, segregated. Who would have thunk it? Ah, good one for the guys. Looks kind of chilly. This is the closest eating area. This is nice picnic tables, firing, really nice. The privy is just over there. Easy access it that way. So that's all fairly close to where I am. There is a bear hang over there, but they've replaced that with lockers, so that makes it nice and easy. So this is nice. The premier spot is over by the lake. So I just want to check that out. This is nice and sheltered. The lake will have good views though, but a little firewood there, which is nice. I'm not sure how sheltered it will be, so I'm going to go have a look at that and get the lay of the land. Yeah. And then just through here, bear lockers, it's 15 campsites, so there's a number of them. I don't think there's anyone else here now. The old bear hang and the lake. The lake spot is right here. Oh, well, this is where we want to be, that's for sure. Yeah, it seems okay. I have to bring some wood in. A little bit of snow. Someone was kind enough to leave all this. It's almost kindling at the other spot. So try not to chop off my fingers here to make it a little bit smaller. It's frozen, of course. The good thing is I brought this pot so that I could melt snow for water. Actually, I haven't even had a sip of water since I left the car. and it is, geez, 4:45. That's not good. Left the car about 20 after 2, so I better have some water. It's not good. That jacket, like I said, is a thicker soft shell Gore-Tex type thing. I brought that so I can heat the water over the fire, and you know, it needs a lot of snow to make a little bit of water, so that's necessary. Yeah, and of course I brought my regular winter boots. They're Keens. They're supposed to be rated to -40, but I don't really believe that. Regular gaiters, and of course micro spikes. Those Keen boots, I mean, they're fine. I think they'll do. It's probably to -10 or -15, but I wouldn't wear them to -40. I think ideally I'd want a set of boots that had a removable liner so I could stuff the liners in my sleeping bag at night, keep them warm. As it stands, I'm going to put the boots in a garbage bag in the tent, but they're going to be cold in the morning. But that's a little bit better. I'm not a master fire builder by any stretch. So I just chopped up a little more kindling. That axe is very handy. And my little hatchet have a tough time with frozen wood. So yeah, took a little longer than expected. The sun should be going down. Actually, it should be down now. Yeah, definitely get a bit darker. Just get that fire going. Cut that down a bit so you can reach the lid. It's a bit too tall. Little reflectives. It's down by the lake. You can see the mountains a little bit. And there's actually a few stars through a bit of haze. Maybe it's clearing up. I mean, that'd be great. In one respect, it'd be nice to have a nice morning tomorrow morning. On the other hand, it might make it for a colder night. But I don't know, it's still kind of snowing slightly, so it's about -3 still. I just have a look at my good thermometer. I actually have a thermometer I got from Canadian Tire that you have a little thing you put outside the tent and you can keep the one. It's actually for a house, but it runs off of batteries, so I can see what the temperature difference is between the inside of the tent and the outside of the tent. So I'll be interested to see what that looks like some point in the middle of the night, because no doubt I'll wake up at some point. I usually do. Anyway, I think I'll just finish up my beer here and go have a read. Small snug in my tent now. There's a down vest I can throw in if I want to, and I still got my Mountain Harbor mid layer is under there somewhere as well. I'm in my sleeping bag all warmed up. Got my Z seat here, but my battery operated stuff on, so it doesn't drain too much. Ground's quite cold. So this is what I was talking about. This thing's fantastic. $15 from Canadian Tire, and so there's a little box that goes outside. It's all battery operated. I think it's really for a house. AccuTemp. I'm sure it's high quality, but it seems to work. I mean, I tested it yesterday. It's as accurate as one would expect, I suppose. And it's -3 out and a couple degrees warmer in here. So the top one there is outside, the bottom one, 1.6, is what the temperature is in here. So above 0, so hopefully my water doesn't freeze. And we have that little yellow. Well, it's 6:30. You can probably hear the snow hitting the tent. The temperature's dropped a little bit. It says -4. Still holding on to 0 in here. My water hasn't frozen, so that's good. But I'm just so damn cozy in here that I'm just gonna lie here for a while because it's dark out. So I mean, what the hell? And it's clearly snowing quite hard. So I was going to hang out here a bit more, and I stuffed my hiking pants and my down mid layer, my down vest into the sleeping bag to warm it all up. So I'm not putting on cold clothes. So it's like putting some ice cubes in your sleeping bag, but they're warming up now. So yeah, that's it. The tent is held up. I got a decent amount of sleep considering it's camping. You can hear a jet going overhead. That sounds quite low. Wow. So anyway, yeah, I'm just too snug to get up. Normally I don't do these in tent shots, but boy, it's just too cold to. Well, I'm too warm in the sleeping bag to move, so I'm gonna stay here for a little while longer. So I'm up now, and I think what I've done is I got this 850 fill or down vest from Eddie Bauer, which I'm not sure of the quality, but it was on sale 50% off, like everything I get from Eddie Bauer. Put that on, and my down mid layer, and I got my fleece on still. I don't even have this done up, so this is warm just like this. So I'm quite pleased with that. I was worried I'd get out of the sleeping bag and it'd just be bloody freezing cold. Like I said, I warmed these up for a bit in the sleeping bag before I got up, so that helped. And I've got my ski balaclava with me. I probably don't even need to be wearing that right now, but when you're trying to get out of your nice warm sleeping bag, it's psychological at some point. You just want to wear everything you have. So anyway, I'm all dressed, and so I'm going to pack up a little bit, and it is getting light out, so I'll mosey on down to the remnants of the fire and see about getting some coffee, because that'd be really helpful right now. So I should have read the instructions on these things last night. They're air activated, but they take 15 minutes to 30 minutes to heat up, so they're not going to do me any good to get my feet. I'm not going to wait around half an hour to warm up my boots. I think I'm just going to stick one of these in my boot and hope it warms up. They say they're hand warmers, but that's what I had, so that's what I brought. So we'll see how that works. Well, it definitely snowed last night. Judging by that rock, maybe a few inches even. Can't see my footprints anywhere. All brand new snow. Very nice. Nice and light out. I think these little warmer things actually warmed up a bit, and my boots aren't completely freezing cold, so that's great. So I'll get those on, and looking forward to a bit of coffee by the lake. So if this is interesting, you can see the snow that slid off the tent in the nighttime here. Created a little bit of a ridge, and I did bang off the rest. And we come around this side of the course, and the snow, it just slid off the tent, obviously, and piled up, which actually is probably not a bad thing, because that probably kept the breeze down a bit from going through the tent. Given it's a 3 season, you do want a little bit of breeze through your tent, so you don't have too much condensation. But in a 3 season tent, that's probably a little bit too much breeze. So yeah, normally when you set up your tent, you really don't want the fly to be touching like it is there. You want it pulled away from the tent. But like I said last night, the objective here is to stay warm, not dry, because everything's frozen. It's not getting wet. It's really a matter of staying as warm as you can, so I think that's quite successful. Occurred to me, there's my little device I had. It's covered in snow now. I don't know if it. So that's the little thing. I came with that temperature gauge from Canadian Tire. So useful information. Don't know how much it really matters, but I don't know. I thought that was good to know. That the temperature, the forecast here was actually accurate, I would say. They forecast the lows of -3. Did get down to -4, and it's a little bit cooler than that now. Might be headed towards -5 or even cooler today. But yeah, that worked out well. This is kind of fun, tramping through the snow. Nice new snowfall. This is a tent pad I scraped down to the ice last night. Yeah. I think that fire is I'm not going to do a fire. I'm going to have to chop wood and all sorts of other stuff. I will say that when you wake up here, first thing in the morning, it becomes very apparent that your body is really your only reliable source of heat out here, and you know, use it wisely, I guess. Not a thing to be trifled with. That's why I come out here, I guess. That white Bic didn't work for some reason. Not sure why. Anyway, I have extras. Heating up some water, so I had to grab food from the bear box. Well, coffee mainly. So the story behind the Nalgene bottle, which was one of those items on my videos I said I bought and I never used, and now I'm using it. Well, frankly, the reason why I came out here is because of that. Someone in the comments section said, yeah, we don't use them either except in winter. Like, oh, winter. Why not? So here we are. And yeah, in winter, yeah, the Nalgene bottle's the only way to go. Certainly will never retake them on my warmer trips. Anyway, so there you go. So I also have my MSR stove. I didn't bring the BSR one, whatever it's called, just because I know that pot, that MSR pot, which I use for car camping, I don't use for backpacking, really, is big and unstable. So the MSR stove is just a bit bigger. So winter changes everything, that's for sure. And you know, I've definitely been in cool temperatures, even this summer. I think it's probably +3 or +4. My last second night at Assiniboine, but there's something about things being below zero, the ground frozen solid, everything covered in snow, wind chill. You know, you have to respect it. So it's a whole different ball game when it gets below zero, in my opinion. So I got my coffee here. I was about to head down the lake and I noticed the water in my Nalgene bottle is starting to freeze. So I'm just going to take this water that just got heated up and put it in there because, I'll get that in a minute, to stave off the freezing. Don't need that. So hopefully that'll keep it a little, and this is going to freeze like instantly now. Keep it a little, I don't know, from freezing. I'll stick it in my bag there as well. But again, just one of those things you gotta worry about. That and things blown away. Yeah, it's pretty windy. It's a good thing I chose the trees last night. That's the right choice. Now it's died down, but it's still blowing snow out there. Up in that mountain. It's pretty cool. Just pulled back my ground sheet. That is ½ an inch, I guess, of ice. Solid ice. You'd skate on that. Huh. So I'm all packed up. It's about 10 after 9. Head back to the car. Head back to Calgary. One last check at the temperature. So it was, at least this morning, the morning low, I guess, is about -6. So yeah, not too bad. I definitely have enough layers on. I'm gonna have to take probably both my down jackets off now because it'll heat up pretty quickly. It is a challenge to regulate your temperature when it's a bit cooler. Taking down the tent, you're getting hot, and you cool down. I mean, you don't want to sweat too much, especially in the down. So definitely numerous challenges to camping out when it's in the colder months of the year. One last look at the lake before I go. See my tracks from earlier drifted over. Be gone in a few minutes. Turn out to a nice day. Imagine there's some people coming up the path now, snowshoeing and skiing and whatnot. Should be a good day for it.